Hello everybody. Namaste, bonjour à tous. So, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nuansh West and you're watching IGNOVOX, where you ignite knowledge, amplify your voice, where concepts made simple and success is possible. So, let's understand, excel, and learn. For your information, I teach students of class 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. I teach physics, chemistry, maths, and biology to class 9th and 10th, and physics, chemistry, maths only to class 11th and 12th. And I communicate in Hindi, English, and French. So, in today's video, we're going to study the topic of class 10th physics, human eye, and the colorful world. It is one of the most easiest, interesting, and scoring chapter. So, let's get started. Now, the mechanics of light and perception. Now, all of us know that light is a source of energy that enables us to see. Now, this is a diagram which is regularly asked in your class 10th board exams. Let me try to annotate. Okay, now this is the arrow. Okay, this is the angle of incidence. You must be familiar. When the light enters, okay, okay, and it outside the prism, okay, like this one, it forms an angle of incidence. When it deviates, like this one, it is called angle of refraction. Refraction. In prism, refraction takes place. Okay. Okay. Now, once the light comes out, okay, there another angle is formed in here. Is because yeah, so another angle is formed once it when it comes from denser to rarer medium. Okay. Let me say this once again. Now, from rarer to denser medium, angle of incidence is formed. Now, after this, the so angle formed in here, this is angle of refraction, and once the light comes out of the prism and the angle formed from the normal on the other side, this one, let's take this A, B, and C. Okay, I'm right now taking this hypothetical situation. Okay, this is just a rough diagram. Now the another angle formed. Okay, outside the prism. Okay, once the light comes from inside the prism to outside the prism, uh, and the normal on that face of the prism. Okay, the angle is called the angle of emergence. Okay, the angle of emergence. It's not mentioned in the diagram, unfortunately, but this is regularly asked. Okay, now let's say this is the angle of incidence. Yes, angle of incidence, and this is the emergent ray. Okay, this is the emergent ray, which I'm making a little, you know, a little bigger. Okay, so now slowly, what I'll do. Okay, let me actually try to clear this so that you can understand in a more better manner. Now, this is the line. This is deviation as taking place inside the prism and outside the prism. Now, this I'm considering this E. I'm considering this I. Now, small dotted line. Okay. Now, this angle formed. This angle is called angle of deviation. Small symbol is this. Okay, this is the symbol of angle of deviation. Okay, you will also learn the derivation of this angle of prism in your class 12th chapter of ray optics. All right. I hope there's no background noise coming from my side. There's a lot of construction going on again. Yeah, I know the sound may be a little weird. Okay, so yeah, one more fun fact I would like to share with you. The red light has a minimum deviation and violet color has maximum deviation. We all are familiar with the colors of the rainbow, which is the Vibgyor. Yeah, refracted ray spectrum, as you can see in here. In class 12, you're also going to learn interesting numericals also about this. They may seem a little tough, but they can be manageable. So I can for the background noise. Okay, now the parts of the human eye. All right. Can you just give me a minute, guys? All right. So I hope now the background noise is not there. Okay, now the next part is the parts of the human eye. Okay. All right. I'll try to shade them in different colors so that you can understand better. Hold on, just give me a minute. All right, yes. Now the image may seem a little weird to you, but if you want that previous original image, you can, what do you say? You can go backwards, okay? Or rewind the video, all right? The reason I made this funny sketch right now is to, help to make you understand in a more better manner. All right. Now, the red part you can see is the iris, and the orange part you can see is the pupil. All right, okay. So it's a dark muscular diaphragm controlling the pupil. Okay, iris, regulating the exact amount of light entering the biological system. All right. Now, in many videos or whenever you must have seen images of foreign people have blue eyes. All right. Now, that bluish part you see is uh, basically the iris. Okay. Now, the major role of iris is not to show the pigment of your, eye color. That's not the main role. The main role is to adjust the pupil. Now, pupil is a smaller ball, okay, inside the iris, like the blue part, and then you see a black part also. That black part is the pupil, okay. Now, this pupil adjusts the light as per the requirement. Now, let's take one more situation, okay? Let's say that you went to a movie hall. Now, or you went to a complete dark room. Now, in that complete dark room, you stayed for a few hours. And when you came outside in sunlight, you may, feel some sort of pain or yeah, some sort of pain in your eyes, okay, or some feeling, okay, in your eyes. That's because your pupil is trying to adjust. Now the muscles in the iris, I think there are ciliary muscles also in iris, okay. Now what they do, they are trying to control your pupil due, and all of a sudden you there was light in your eyes, due to which there's slightly pain in it, okay. I'll repeat once more. Once you came out of the dark room and look into the light or the sunlight, there will be some pain in your eyes, is because the iris is trying to adjust the pupil. And the major role of iris is to control the amount of light that is passing into pupil. The amount of light passing into the pupil is adjusted by the iris, and pupil's role is to control the amount of light entering your eyes. Okay, I hope this is clear. Okay, you can see the red and orange part. That's the red part is iris and the orange part is pupil. Okay, next comes the cornea and the lens. Now the cornea and the lens have a similar role like an normal lens. Okay, the refraction part. Now the thin outer membrane handles initial light bending, while the flexible lens system fine tunes the focal point. Okay, this helps to adjust the image, okay, that is formed in front of us, okay. Okay, the image of the object is adjusted by the lens and the cornea. You can see this yellow and blue part, cornea and lens. All right, next is the sensor, retina and optic nerves, the pink and green part. Now this pink part, retina, helps to give helps to form the image inside our brains, okay. And the optic nerves transmits this signal to the brain, okay. Now, basically, the image is formed the in the retina. Okay. Now, retina knows that what kind of image it is. Right now, let's say I'm, trying to look into the screen. Okay. Now, what happened right now is now I'm increasing the brightness also. I had slightly pain in my eyes, which is adjusted by the iris, and pupil is trying to control the amount of light. The cornea and the lens are adjusting the light rays coming into my eyes. And now the retina, okay, that has got a signal. Okay, this is the video that the person is recording. Now I have to transmit that to the brain. So optic nerves is the bridge between the brain and the retina. Got it? I hope this example has made this concept very clear. All right. Well, this is the original image, but this is a little boring and kind of difficult to understand. All right, next is the conditions that happens to the human eye. Okay. Now you must have seen many people wearing glasses. Now, why do they wear glasses? Okay, because they can't see a clear image. Now, why don't they see a clear image? What kind of problems do they face? So, actually, to be honest, there are many kinds of eye defects. Okay, eye biological eye defects. Okay, but in this point of exam, okay, for exam point of view, we're going to study only three: myopia, hypermetropia, or presbyopia. Okay, now myopia basically means when you can't see far objects. Okay, this happens to majority of the people. Well, in my school, majority of the people had myopia, which whose major cause is elongated eyeball. Okay, this is how the you know the eye works in case of myopia. Now, in order to, avoid myopia and have a clear image, we use concave lens. Yeah, and also please try to draw this diagram. Okay, this is regularly asked in board exams. Okay, this is regularly asked. Okay, in boards and pre-boards as well. Also, I also recommend you to use Oswald books. Okay, because most of the questions come from that book only. I highly recommend that. Okay, so now next deformity is hypermetropia, which is basically the person cannot see close objects. Okay, let's say this is what do you say, an object. Okay, this is an object. Now, if I keep it very far from my side, okay, if I keep it very far, and if I have myopia, I can't see it. But if I wear a concave lens, I can see it. But let's say I bring it a little close. Okay, so but if I have a hypermetropia, I can't see it. So I will use convex lens, and now I can see the clear image of this object. All right. Also, there's one more thing, that maximum 24 that an healthy normal eye can see at least 24 centimeters away. Okay, it can at least see 24 centimeters away. And there's actually one more question. Let me just think. Give me a minute. All right, yeah. So, yes, there's one more question. Okay. I was just trying to recollect that, so that's why I switched off my camera and paused. See, now the accommodation of the eye. Okay. The ability of the eye to adjust its focal length. Again, the ability of the eye to adjust its focal length is called the accommodation of the eye. All right, I hope you all got this. Now, next is another eye defect, last but not the least, which is called the presbyopia. Now, this happens due to aging. Okay. Oh, and one more thing. Hypermetropia is caused due to shortened eyeball. Okay. Now, oh, yes. I hope you understood that. Now, next, presbyopia. Now, presbyopia happens due to weakening of the ciliary muscles. Okay. This is age-related disease, as you can see in the slide also. Now, there's no such a diagram which is, given in the textbook, but the its correction is Bifocal or artificial lens replacement. All right. Now, many aged people they usually have presbyopia. Okay. All right. I hope you understood these three, defects. This is very important and very interesting also. Next is the code of white light. Now, we all know that the white light splits into seven colors. Vibgyor. The band least, the longest wavelength is the red, and violet, it is the shortest wavelength and it bends the most. Okay, and there's actually one more activity also in, you know, mentioned in your textbooks. Let me just see. Yeah, let me, okay. I don't know why shapes are not formed in here properly. Yeah, okay. Now, in here, basically what happens that let's say this is okay. Let me try to explain this verbally because I can't draw here properly. Or what should I do? Let's me try a different way. Let's say I'm gonna share here my whiteboard here now. Yes, my whiteboard. All right. Now let's see if I have the shapes in here. I should. All right. Now in here there's one shape, and in here also there is one shape. Let me try to rotate it. Uh, Sorry again to all of you. Arrange, arrange. No wonder why people say you should master AI tools. Okay, let's try plan B. Sorry for the diagram again, guys. Okay, yes. Now, what happens in here is that when the light travels from, when the white light travels from the first prism, prism 1, okay, it of course splits into colors. Now these two colors, what happens when they go into another prism? These splitted colors, okay, the vibriot, when it goes into another prism, it again combines, okay, into one single form, which is the normal white light, and it comes to its original form. Okay, here white light, then splitting, then from here again it turned into a white light splitting, white light splitting, white light. Understood? All right, next. All right, yeah. So now, yes, now you in here you can see angle of deviation with red and angle of deviation with violet. I think you must have understood what is angle of deviation and yes, what is angle of deviation, angle of emergence, and angle of incidence and angle of refraction. I hope you must have understood that in the previous slides. If you didn't, let me know in the comment so that I can improve my way of teaching. Okay. I'm not a professional or have done PhD in teaching. Okay, so please let me know in the comments. Yes. Now next is the anatomy of the raindrop. Now in raindrop, three phenomena takes place: refraction, dispersion, and internal reflection. Secondary refraction is also there, but it is not usually. But I don't think so. It's mentioned in the textbook. Okay, now what happens here? The sun rays goes in here. The sun rays goes in here. The sun rays goes. Then it splits into different colors. Then inside the raindrop only, it does reflection and then comes outside the prism. I mean, the outside the raindrop, which acts as a prism, and then a rainbow is formed. Okay, that we see in the sky. Again, this is one of the most simple concepts. Let me repeat. White light from the sun coming, going inside the raindrop, reflection took place and then dispersion. And inside the raindrop only, reflection, internal reflection took place. And then the final result came was a rainbow that we see in the sky. Got it? Good. This is not necessary. This is also not. Yeah. Now you must have heard this nursery, simple nursery rhyme. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Now, why that takes place? Why the stars twinkle? This is because of multiple refraction. Okay, the multiple layers of the Earth, right? Oh, stratosphere, mesosphere, something like that. So now, due to these layers, multiple refraction takes place, due to which we get to see the stars, twinkling. Okay, and we also get to see the apparent position. Actual position is this, but due to multiple refractions, we we see this position, this apparent position. I think you must have understood like what is refraction in the previous chapter of physics, which is light. I will make a lecture on that also, don't worry. Okay. Also, watch the AI video that I have made. You can see that in my channel. Okay. All right. Next, astronomical. Okay. Complicated name. Now, stars twinkle, but planets don't. Why? Why stars twinkle? Because stars are unimaginably distant. Okay. They act as single point sources. Okay. They act as single point sources of light. As the atmosphere shifts, this single light path is disrupted, causing the amount of starlight entering our eye to rapidly flicker and dim. Simple. Planets are vastly closer than the stars, okay? And also they act as a group of point sources, okay? This is just a small point source. This is a group of point sources, okay? Due to which the dimming doesn't take place, okay? Ouch. Yeah, rewind. Yes. Okay. In here, it's like this. Okay. But in here, it's like this. Inside here only. Inside this circle only, the shining takes place. Okay. Which is not so visible for our eyes. Okay. And for the devices we use to see planets and all. Okay. Okay, you can see the diagram also how the refraction has taken place. And once again, by definition, because stars are unimaginably distant, they act as a point source of light. As the atmosphere shifts, this single light path is disrupted, causing the amount of starlight entering the eye to rapidly flicker and dim. In case of planets, they are vastly closer, appearing as extended disks. They act as a collection of many point sources. The atmosphere dimming of one ray is instantly cancelled out by the brightening of a neighboring ray, nullifying the flicker. Understood? Let me know in the comments. Alright, what a beautiful view, right? But let's not go with the mountains and the lake. We will we will learn that why is the sky blue and why the clouds are white. Okay, I visited Nainital recently, so I clicked a picture just you know to help you explain better. Now, why is the sky blue? Yeah, the slides is also asking us why is the sky blue with an answer. The science behind this blue sky. Sunlight looks white, but it is made up of all colors of the rainbow. We are familiar with that, of course. Now, the colors of the white light are splitted colors is the Vibgyor. Now, what is Rayleigh scattering? Now, basically, the scattering of light is is inversely proportional to the wavelength of the color. The scattering of light is inversely proportional to the wavelength of the color. All right. Now in here, um, as we all are familiar that the red color and the orange color has the longest wavelength, and violet and blue have the shortest wavelength. Now, the shorter the wavelength, the more the scattering. The longer the wavelength, the lesser this scattering. Now, we know that blue and violet have very short wavelength, so more scattering takes place. But since blue color is more sensitive to our eyes, so we see that the sky is blue. Understood? Okay. Blue is the shortest wavelength. No, it has a very short wavelength, not shortest. It has a very short wavelength, due to which more scattering, blue more sensitive to eyes. So blue sky. The sky is blue. Sorry. Yeah, what do we see? Blue light is scattered in all direction and reaches our eyes from every part of the sky. That's why the sky appears blue. Science is everywhere. Keep wondering. The same reason for sunsets. Fun fact. During sunrise and sunset, the sunlight travels a longer distance through the atmosphere. Blue light gets scattered away and leaving behind red, orange, and yellow colors. Now, when the sun goes further away, uh, it comes to a distance at which the red color starts to scatter. Okay, that's why we see, sunset red, orange, or yellow. We'll know this in the next slide. Okay, now next slide we'll know about more about sun. Why are clouds white? Now, the science behind white clouds is that it receives all the colors. Okay, this gas receives all the colors. Sunlight enters the cloud. Sunlight is made up of all the colors of rainbow, due to which what happens? Light scattering by water droplets. Sunlight enters tiny droplets in the cloud. It gets scattered in many directions, appears white to our eyes. Since all colors reach our eyes together in similar amounts, the cloud looks white. Let me repeat once again. This the sunlight gives all its colors to this gas, okay, to the cloud, due to which the colors together form a single light, which single light or a color which is white. Okay, understood? I hope you understood that. If you didn't, please let me know in the comments again. Why isn't the cloud blue? The blue light is scattered a little more by the atmosphere, Rayleigh scattering, but in clouds, the water droplets are much larger. They scatter all colors almost equally. Size matters? Yeah. And key takeaways? You can read that. I don't think so that's necessary also. Plus, I don't think this question is usually asked, but why is the sky blue? That is an important question. So try to focus on that only, okay? Next, why does the sun look red? The science behind red sunrises and sunsets. Yes. Okay, sunlight is white but contains colors. Scattering of light takes place, longer path at sunrise and sunset, like I said earlier. That's why the sun looks red. Now, what basically happens during sunset and sunrise is that the sun moves further away, and it is at such a distance that it comes to a situation where the scattering of red and orange light takes place and orange color takes place. Hence, the sun appears red. You can see the wavelength also, more scattering, less scattering. Blue color does a lot of scattering, but during sunset, it comes to a situation where the red color starts to scatter. I we understood this also. Now another concept is Tyndall effect. Not important again. Actually, that's all. Stop sharing. That's all in today's video. What we mainly learned was that the parts of the eye, role of light, how the prism behaves, the angles, the structure of prism, and small activity of prism, defects of the eye, and why is the sky blue? Why during sunrise or sunset the sun turns red, and why the clouds appear white. I hope you all understood. This was a comparatively very small lecture, and I tried my best to explain each and everything. If you didn't understand, please let me know in the comments again. I'm saying this repeatedly. Okay. And also try to watch that AI video that I've uploaded recently on my channel. That may help you to understand better. Thank you so much. Again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you like my channel. Bye bye.